Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I do hope you lot are all doing well today, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on Football Therapy, where I consolidate everything that's being said about Chelsea Football Club from around the globe, the news, the media, and I present it to you guys here in a small, manageable package, offering you my opinion, but more importantly, asking for yours. And today, probably should warn you, I've really injured my shoulder. I went back to the gym yesterday. Don't know if you heard that crack. I went back to the gym yesterday for the first time in months, did some shoulder work, and I've woken up completely paralyzed. Not slight exaggeration. I've woken up with an injury in my rear deltoid and it is bad. Anyway, what am I talking about? Oh yeah, today I'm going to be talking about stuff. Football, Chelsea. How do you solve a Kepa sized problem? 72 million pounds? What's Chelsea likely to do? What is Frank Lampard likely to do with this problem that he has inherited, that he did not want? I'm going to be talking about Kepa a little bit and how Chelsea deal with that problem. Leicester not qualifying for the Champions League next season could have ramifications on their stance on Ben Chilwell. Sure, Brendan Rodgers doesn't want to sell him, but Man United and Chelsea still very interested. Man United, why? Anyway, we'll talk about that. And Willian, the Brazilian, likely to stay. Has he had a breakthrough with Chelsea in contract negotiations? Frank loves him. Loads of Chelsea fans are split on him. What's going to happen? I don't know, but we're going to talk about that. If you do enjoy daily content regarding CFC, I'd urge you guys to subscribe to Football Therapy. If you haven't done so already, please. If you do choose to subscribe, please do hit that all-important bell notifications icon. Thank you very much. And if you want to support me, I'm not going to lift this arm because it hurts. Please do like the video. That does help me out a lot. Cheers, fellas. Alright, let's get into it. Right, let's start off with Ben Chilwell, because you know what, boys and girls, Chelsea really need a left back. Sure, Marcus Alonso might look like he's welcome to stay as a left wing back option, but in terms of a starting left back, let's be real, Emerson's probably going to go out the door. Azpilicueta needs to rotate on the right hand side as right centre back or as a right back with Reece James, but we need a conventional left back still. Yes, almost all of you will be down in the comment section below saying, Yan, Tagliafico, cheaper, better. Hey, I'm with you, man. Tagliafico looks great. Certainly he'll be a massively, what's the word I'm looking for? Financially viable option. That's 3 words. And I'm down, man. But the truth is, if Frank Lampard really does want Ben Chilwell, which if you're to believe reports, he seemingly does, I want the manager to get what he wants. He hasn't actually had one of his signings yet. You know, well, he hasn't made a signing yet, but he hasn't had a player that he wants to be brought in for his vision yet. And you've got to, give him that opportunity. And if that is Ben Chilwell, then back Frankie Lampard, boys and girls. Do you know what I mean? What's interesting is apparently Manchester United are in for him. Well, it's not interested. It's funny because they've just been quoted off 85 million for Harry Maguire from them. They'll probably be like, we're taking Chilwell from you and you are not going to charge us 85 million again. You hurt our feelings. Still, I really didn't think they needed him. Don't they have Williams and Shaw and stuff? Why do they want Ben Chilwell? Makes no sense. Unless Shaw to Chelsea. Anyway, one thing is for certain, that Chelsea do need reinforcement in that area. And although Ben Chilwell has had a poor second half of the season, he has demonstrated at times why he is a good left back defensively and offensively. Let's remember he starts for England, highly rated, he can score a goal, he can move quickly, and he's good at combining in the final third. His numbers aren't great this season, but I put that down to poor form. He's not my absolute first choice. I've got off the Chile B train, but I still remain on the train of Chelsea just need a left back. Oh my god, sign a left back. Now, because Leicester haven't qualified for the Champions League, they might be inclined to lower their price on him, to change their stance on him. Brendan Rodgers has recently come out and pretty much said, no, I don't want to sell him. But to be honest, mate, if Leicester get the opportunity to make a lot of cash in a climate that's changed for them, because remember, not getting into Champions League is up to £100 million less. So they might see an opportunity here to cash in on a player who isn't in good form, and they might make a lot of money for him still. So there's that, and also Ben Chilwell himself might have had the ambition of playing in the Champions League, and now two clubs in the shape of Manchester United and Chelsea Football Club coming in for him, offering him Champions League. Hey, it could happen, I'm just saying. Alright, let's move on to Kepa Arrizabalaga, the £71 million problem. I keep forgetting if it's 71 or 72 million pounds. I think it's 71 million pounds. Either way, it's over 70 and it hurts my soul. Now, Chelsea obviously want a new goalkeeper. I've spoken about that many times recently on recent videos. Go check them out if you want my thoughts on those pieces of reporting and news. Ow, my shoulder hurts so much. But how does Chelsea actually deal with this Kepa problem? He is cooked, man. Let's be real. Frank Lampard had a must-win game or a must-not-lose game. He brings in Willy Caballero. Look, you put your bloody house on Caballero starting in the FA Cup final, wouldn't you? Kepa's done out here, bro. But he's on big wages. He's on like something like 100k a week. Big one for the young Spanish goalkeeper, and he costs over 70 million. The good thing about this situation, well, the one thing that perhaps isn't catastrophic about this situation is Chelsea put him on a 7-year contract. He's still, at the completion of this season, got 5 years left on his deal. That means this loan idea could actually be a good idea. If he does go on a 2-year loan where Chelsea just lose the wages and, you know, there's no loan fee for the new club, he could develop his reputation up back in Spain again, you know, back where he speaks the mother language and, you know, feels a bit more confident, less of a physical 6-yard box in that league. You know, make some good saves again, becomes Spain #1 again, looks good, and then Chelsea can sell him after the 2-year loan because he'll still have 3 years left on this deal. And when a player has a 3 years left on a contract, if they're good, they cost loads of money. It's when they've got 1 year or 18 months left that, you know, the price really starts to come down. But if you've got 3 years left after a 2-year loan, Chelsea might be able to sell him if he is Spain's #1. For 50 million to another big Spanish club, who knows? Regardless, Chelsea are going to have to take an L on Kepa and consume a pretty good big loss. It's whether that will be a gargantuan loss, because let's be real, if you sold Kepa now, you'd be making a £50 million loss. I could probably say that comfortably. Chelsea would probably be looking to make a 20, 25, £30 million loss max. They're going to have to take it out at some point. So bringing in a new goalkeeper is not trivial, but relatively easy in terms of maybe getting Onana for 30 million. There are these, you know, affordable options knocking about. But the real issue here is, what do you do with Kepa Arrizabalaga? 2-year loan spell at Valencia maybe? I genuinely can't see anything else at the moment. Right, then let's talk about Willian, the Brazilian. Okay, alright. The story of Willian. Willian is a hard-working player that's done well for Chelsea. He's been our player of the season when everyone else was poor in 15-16. He's been superb this season. Granted, the recurring narrative and theme of Willian is his offensive metrics have been below par for pretty much the entirety of his Chelsea career. And I understand that he scored some big goals and had good performances, but I understand how that frustrates people. His creative metrics have always maintained, or have always been good, essentially. But let's not talk about the past, let's talk about the present. This season, Willian's had his best goal scoring season for Chelsea. He looks like he's playing well under Frank Lampard, and it looks like he's very industrious and hard-working. Frank Lampard has adored Willian in this Chelsea team this season. He's set an example, he's set the precedent for industry, tracking back, defending as a winger, pressing from the front, all this really important stuff in modern football that Frank Lampard loves. The fact that he's 31, it does set a great example for the kids. Look, this guy's 10 years older than you, and he's doing it, so you kids should be able to do this. And with all of that, I can understand why Frank Lampard wants to keep Willian. We all know the contract situation, that he wanted 3 years. Chelsea were willing to double their norm and offer him 2 instead of 1, and from there they couldn't find an agreement. Now there's some rumblings that there is an agreement found. The thing is, Frank Lampard was rumoured to put his foot down in this situation and say, I can't let this guy go. I have a feeling that the Saïd Benrahma thing was perhaps a replacement for Willian. But the fact how Hakim Ziyech has come in, Pedro's going out, do you know what I mean? There's not that really much space for wingers anymore. If you ask Frank Lampard what he wants, he would say he wants Willian to stay as a priority above all else. He's had a year under Frank Lampard, knowing how he wants to play. He is a hard worker, he's got quality, experience, he knows how to see out games, and he's playing well. Like, you can't argue Willian's not played well, even if he perhaps doesn't start as much next season. Frank Lampard's going to want him. The truth is, Frank Lampard has absolutely reached his target and beyond in terms of finishing in the top 4, joint on points with Manchester United at third. He's had a successful season. Frank Lampard is in a position to have a bargaining chip to say, look, I've done this, you've got the player that I want, don't go and spend X amount of money, just give him the deal, the contract. Financially, it's going to cost you maybe still less than buying a £30 million winger and putting him on this deal. He'll be adamant that Chelsea should give Willian a 3-year deal, and maybe they have. There's rumblings that there has been a bit of breakthrough behind the scenes, whether that's Willian accepting a 2-year deal, getting paid a bit more, or perhaps Chelsea just saying, yeah, fine, you can have 3 years, the gaffer really wants it, we're willing to do this for you, take it. Now, we're yet to see what's going to happen, but apparently, if there has been a breakthrough, we'll all hear it soon. How do I feel about this personally? I'm okay with it. I think he is a really good player. Frank Lampard's learning as a coach as he goes that he can't keep players in for too long out of form. I think he did that with Tammy Abraham. And with Willian, you know, he's going to have Hakim Ziyech there. Willian would be a really useful player to have around while this squad transitions into the new dawn, into the new Chelsea, you know, half academy field, half new signings. Having a Willian there to sort of see it over the line, see the transition, would actually be quite valuable, in my opinion. Granted, I would have liked him to sign a 2-year deal and maybe even sell him after the 1 year. But whatever, we all have to make compromises in football, man, so Willian to stay? We'll have to see. Anyway, I'm really keen to get your thoughts on this situation, Willian staying at Chelsea. Would you be happy for him to? Get down in the comment section below and express your thoughts and feelings on that. And Kepa Arrizabalaga, everything that I've spoken about today and more, get in the comment section, I'll be down there. If you've enjoyed the content, like the video please, that means a lot. Feel free to subscribe to my second channel, Jan's Yard, link in the top of description. Enjoy the football, I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double, silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.